It's just spelled out much more clearly with a similar language. So what it is that stats are the same, so it's strength perception and everything builds if you're familiar with the old system. But we had to make changes to it so it can be more adaptable for a wider range of opponents, and also for greater amounts of strategy. Because if you're going after different kinds of opponents, you got to change the rules have to be adapted to it. So the way it works now, it actually plays out more like a game of poker than a traditional role-playing game. So what you do is the intent check resolution phase, which is kind of the staple of this, when everyone kind of resolves at the same time. That structure is still there, but for the intent and check, the check phase you also roll speed dice, and that determines who does how the turn resolves from lowest to highest. So the more complicated the thing you do, the more speed dice you roll. Subsequently, you could be having speed dice inflicted on you by being stunned or something like that, and you would be forced to roll. So when I say it plays out like a game of poker, so what you do is you get a certain amount of degrees of success and degrees of failure, which is exactly like Deep Space and very similar to OutBreak Undead. So we use these tokens to kind of represent, although you can really use anything, you can actually use poker chips. I also use sugar packets and equal packets. It doesn't really matter.
Sure. Why not?
So what happens is you do one thing on your turn, and then it goes to the next person in the order of the speed dice. And the idea is that you want to keep as many of your degrees of success until you absolutely need it, because you can resolve your opponent's degrees of failure as your own degrees of success. The point is, these all have to be resolved during the resolution phase, and then before the next turn begins. So how it plays out is actually very narrative, a lot of strategy involved. And it makes combat itself very interesting, because zombies as opponents are boring. So you want to be able to make engaging them as opponents as interesting as humanly possible. And we've done it, and everyone who's played it, I'd say they've responded very well. They like having all the strategy involved.
Sure.
And also it brings its own sort of drama, because if you know that the best thing you can do is hold things off by adding a bunch of speed dice to your opponent, well, that might be the best thing you can do before someone with a better weapon comes and finishes them off. Which I've seen that very thing happen during sessions. And also, you can also choose to resolve degrees of failure by giving risk to the game master, which is basically their currency to have bad things happen to the entire party. So I've had someone who rolled like 4 or 5 degrees of failure, which would be very bad for the party. Say, listen, I'll take this hit. I'll let you guys rescue me, because if there's nothing to resolve it against, they go away. But he was fighting an opponent, which means that he could have just taken them all and used it as a damage against him, which would probably killed him. So he trusted his friends to save him, so for the betterment of the party, and that's exactly what happened. But that sort of drama only happened because the game was willing to accept it. If that makes sense. So yeah, that's.
So how do people generally react to the rolling low?
Because you can.
In most that I've seen, rolling the high rolls are, obviously better.
Yeah, I mean that's a staple of all the percentile systems I've seen.
Yeah.
Because that's the way percents work. You don't want to do subtraction and roll high when you can just say you roll equal to or lower, and that's the better thing.
Yeah.
So I think when you're playing a percentile system, you kind of know that that's what you're getting into. It's when you do rolling low on things that aren't percentile, when things start to get really weird.
Yeah.
So I've never seen an example of that, with the exception of like save throws.
Yeah.
For like tabletop games, like an armor save is like you have to roll equal to or under. That's on a D6 or something like that. That's very counterintuitive, and everything else rolling high is good.
Well, back in the first edition, if someone wanted to do something like a strength roll or something, I'd have them roll under their strength.
Yeah.
Because the higher it is, the easier it is to roll under it.
Exactly.
So, but nobody liked it. I mean, everybody's like, can't we do a high roll? Because, when I get a 20, I win.
Yeah. It's keeping it mentally consistent was very important to us. So I know how I feel. I think it's weird. I can understand it because I've been gaming long enough.
Right.
But especially when you're trying to do news, like, everything works this certain way. Oh, accept this thing. Oh, and accept that thing. Oh, and that thing. It's like, the more of that things they have to remember, the less they're engaged.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the main reasons we try to keep things on a very consistent track. And so even if you're not explained how something works, if you know how anything else works, you can kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way we designed it.
Because you basically play like a full turn action.
And how's it doing so far?
It's doing pretty well. So right now we're focused on getting our organized play back in full swing, because it fell on its face a little bit because we lost some key members. So we're working a very bottom up as opposed to a top down approach, so people can kind of. I'm sorry, this is. this one's got wrapping on it so it doesn't fall apart.
No.
That one's open for people to see the contents. And the contents are more than welcome.
That was for tiebreakers.
You know,
And it was only used for tiebreakers, which I always thought was kind of silly. Because like the guy was
You know, I thought that was a book. Crying out loud. Okay.
and then
Yeah, neato.
our game message companion fits in there. So we're gonna have a whole family of books that fit in there as table references. So these will always be relevant even when we release the full books, the core books. But I think people like having a pocket reference, and you're running from table to table for organized events. It's very helpful. This is basically picking up where this left off, because this gives everyone something to play with. The game master has stuff to use, the players have stuff to use, and there's also of opponents to populate your world with. But this is how to make an actual, like, from the environment on up,